syllabus. Okay, good morning everyone and welcome to Salesforce Management online classes. This is Dr. Mahesh M. Wanjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. Okay, so dear students, I welcome you all to this bright Monday morning, and I have to remind you that we have started a chapter on sales territory, okay, from unit number 5. Okay, so let me take a quick recap. Okay, so then continue from where we stopped. Okay, students, I hope we can see the PowerPoint slides.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. You can see the PowerPoint slides, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I had told you sales territories, okay, in geographical area, basically to which sales representatives are allocated.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, the slide has been completely green color.
Okay, I'll stop the share and share one more time.
Sure, sir.
And now you check this time. How about now?
So now it's visible, sir.
Now it's visible.
Yes, thank you. Okay. So we have understood that sales territories are nothing but geographical areas, and each of the geographical area will have present and potential customers. They will have some potential for sales. Okay, and these territories are allocated to sales representatives, within which the sales representatives have to work, meet the present and potential customers, and generate sales. Okay. So in the previous class, we have learned what is the sales territory. So why companies design sales territories? Okay. And what are the benefits of good territory design? We have learned. Then we learned about procedure for designing sales territories. Okay. Then there are two methods of designing sales territories. The first one is the build-up method, and the second one is breakdown method. Okay. So today I'll complete one method, that is a build-up method of territorial design. Okay. The procedure of territorial design under build-up method, okay, flows like this. Okay, see, first the management must determine the desirable call patterns. The desirable call patterns. What is the desirable call pattern? Call frequency per account per year. Okay, so not all the customers are equally potential. Okay, so customers are small customers, medium customers, and large customers, right? Okay, so depending on the potential of each customer, the customers are grouped into different categories. Say, for example, A category, B category, and C category customers. So more frequent calls are required on A category customers, okay, and a few less calls are required on C category customers. This is what we call the desirable call patterns, determining call frequency, okay, per account per year. Okay. So as you can see here, just focus on these two columns, first two columns of the table. Okay. So, sorry, first let us understand. Okay, this is the illustration where there I have taken 3 control units, means 3 geographical areas. So the first is Bengaluru, second is Mysuru, okay, third is Mangaluru. Okay, so it is just for example, huh? Okay, it is not exactly equal. The way they have mentioned, the numbers will not correspond equally or proportionately to the actual potential of each territory. I am repeating again, it is just for example so that you can understand. Okay, so there are 3 control units or 3 geographical areas, Bengaluru, Mysuru, and Mangaluru, for our illustration. Okay, and what we are going to learn first is the first step in build-up method of territorial design is determine desirable call patterns, like call frequency per account per year. I repeat again, in marketing, account means customer. In marketing, account means customer. Okay, so there are 3 units. Okay, 3 control units, Bangalore, Mysore, and Mangaluru. And now focus on these 2. The first step, determine the call patterns. Determine call frequency per account per year. Okay, so the customers of this company are classified into 3 groups, A category, B category, and C category. Of course, A category customers are more potential. Okay, B category customers are moderately potential, C category customers are low potential. So see, look at the call frequency. Look at the call frequency. So for A class customers, minimum 2 visits per month are required. So for B category customers, minimum 1 call per month is required. So call here means sales representative visiting the customers. The sales representative has to make 2 visits to A class customers. The sales representative has to make 1 visit for B class customers in a month. And for C class customers, the sales rep has to make 1 visit in 2 months. And these are repetitive in nature. Every month, once in 2 months. These are repetitive in nature. Okay. So how many calls, okay, will be there? That will go for next step. So I hope you understand the desirable call pattern. So this is the desirable call pattern. Okay. Depending on the potential of each customer, the customers are classified into A, B, and C class. And for each class, okay, the call frequency is different. So this is what we call a call pattern. So A class, the high potential customers require 2 visits per month by sales reps. B class customers require 1 visit per month by sales reps. C class customers, okay, require 1 visit in every 2 months, okay, by sales reps. So that is nothing but the call pattern or call frequency per account per year. So if we look at per account per year, how many calls are required? Okay. So if there are 10 customers here, okay, so per year, okay, you need to make 240 calls. Okay. So if there is only 1 customer, okay, so in that case, 24 visits are required. So if there is only 1 customer, A class customer, only 1 A class customer, you will be making 2 calls per month, and there are 12 months in a year. So 2 into 12, 24, okay, calls per year per account. And if there are 10 customers, 24 into 10, 240 calls. So call frequency per account per year. So for A class customers, okay, the call frequency will be 24 per customer per year. For B class customer, okay, the call frequency is 12 calls per account per year. Account means customer. And for C class customers, okay, the call frequency is 6 calls per year per account or per customer. Okay. So there is some backup work and information required to determine these call patterns. Anyway. So I hope you understood. Okay, what is the meaning of call frequency per account per year? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So the next step, once, yes.
Sir, can you please go to this behind previous slide, sir?
Illustration.
Sir, here you told, just now you told no, sir, like only this C category customer, sir, 1 call every 2 months.
Yeah.
Sir, can it be like converted into 1 call per month? Like if
no. See, these, I will tell you what question you are asking is not possible. Why I will tell you, it will be answered in the end. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, the screen is green again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this e-scan toolkit is blocking it now.
Now it is.
No, sir.
Okay, I will stop share and share screen again.
Yes, sir. Now visible, sir.
Okay. Now visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will address your question later. Huh? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Okay. Then once we determine the call frequency per account, means per customer per year, the way I mentioned. Next step is total calls needed in each control group. Okay. So have to be worked out. Okay. So total calls needed in each control group are required to be identified. Control groups means these geographical areas, Bengaluru, Mysore and Mangaluru. So you can find out the total calls needed in each control group. Okay, so this 1008, 702 and 402 are the total calls needed in each control group. Okay, so let us see how we arrive at that. Say we have classified all the customers into three classes, A, B and C. A class customers, the frequency of call is 2 per month, B class 1 per month and C class 1 in every 2 months. And here we have information on number of customers. Accounts means customers. Here we have information on number of customers. And so if we multiply the number of calls per account per year, per account per year. So it will be like now there are 2 calls per month are required. So there are 12 months in a year. There are 12 months in a year. So 2 calls per month into 12 months, 24. 24 into 10 customers, 240 calls per year on A class customers. Same way, 1 call per month for B class customers. There are 12 months in a year. 1 into 12 is 12. Okay, and there are 30 customers in Bengaluru. So 12 into 30, 360 calls per year are required for B class customers. C class, 1 call in every 2 months means 6 calls. Okay, in a year, total 6 calls, and there are 68 customers. So 6 into 68 is 408. So these are all the calls to be made in Bengaluru. So if you add up 240 plus 360 plus 408, 1008. Okay. So that is nothing but total calls needed in each control group. Same way, one more I'll explain. I will not go for Mangaluru. So those who have not paid attention, pay attention now. So what we are learning now is how a company identifies the total calls needed in each control group. Control group is nothing but control unit or geographical territory, Bengaluru, Mysore and Mangaluru. How many total calls are needed? So now we'll do it for Mysuru. So there are 7 customers, 7 A class customers in Mysuru. So 2 calls per month. Okay. So 2 calls per month into 12 months in a year, 24 into 7 customers, 168 calls per year for A class customers. So 1 call per month. Okay, 12 months in a year. So 1 into 12, 12. 12 into 17 customers. 12 into 17, 204. So for C class customers, 6 calls per year. There are 55 customers. 6 into 55, 330. So 168 calls on A class customers, 204 calls on B class customers, and 330 calls on C class customers. Total 702 in Mysuru. So the total calls needed in Bengaluru is 1008, and the total calls needed in Mysuru is 702, and total calls needed in Mangaluru are 402. So this is the next step. So any doubts here? Total calls needed in each control group.
No, sir.
Yeah. See, one general knowledge question what somebody can ask is from where we got these numbers or figures. See, to collect such information, company has to conduct a survey. Okay. Through survey, they gather such information. Okay. Later they first gather information on customers in each territory. Then they classify the customers into A, B, or C, or there can be some other method. Okay. And depending on the nature of product, B2C or B2B, okay, customized product or standardized product, say they decide how many calls are required per each class of customers. Or there are some marketing research firms, okay, so who gather information on behalf of their client for a fee. Okay, that way also you can gather information both way. Then next is determining workload capacity. Okay, so workload capacity is total calls possible per rep per year. Total calls possible are per rep per year. REP, rep means sales representative, short form of sales representative. So REP, rep means sales representative, short form of sales representative. So the company need to determine workload capacity. That is nothing but total sales calls possible per sales representative per year. Okay, so given 5 days, okay, 5 days a week, the sales rep works, let us say from 9 to 6. Okay, so how many sales calls are feasible or actually possible? So that is nothing but workload capacity. Okay, so here I would like to address Sharon's question. Okay, can a C-class customers are also can be made one call per month? See, the workload capacity is determined in such a way where the sales rep have to make the maximum sales calls possible. Thus, okay, so if you want to make additional sales calls, there won't be time available, Sharon. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
And one more reason is if you spend more time on low potential customers, you'll be wasting your time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us learn how workload capacity is determined. That is nothing but a total calls possible, total sales calls possible per sales representative per year. That is simply done by multiplying number of daily calls. Average how many sales calls a sales rep can make, okay, in a day, multiplied by total number of working days in a year. Okay, that is days of selling. Okay, so here, can you see this last line? Is it visible to you? Where I am moving the cursor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see this 1,500 calls per year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 1,000 calls total. These are for all sales reps put together. Okay. So here, 6 calls per day. Okay. So are possible for this company sales representative. So you can understand that it might be a B2B company. So this illustration is of a B2B, business to business marketing company. So because they have to meet different companies, not customers like me and you. Okay, so the number of sales calls will be few in a day. So per day, 6 calls are possible for sales representative. Multiplied by 5 working days in a week. Multiplied by 5 working days in a week. So 6 calls per day into 5 days of a week gives you 30 calls per week. Okay, a sales rep can make 30 sales calls per week, multiplied by approximately 50 weeks in a year. Multiplied by approximately 50 weeks in a year. So 30 into 50 is equal to 1,500 calls per year. So approximately a sales representative can make 1,500 sales calls per year. Okay, so that is what we did just now. Workload capacity we determined how many total calls are possible per sales rep per year. So each sales rep can make 1,500 sales calls per year. Okay, so we did that simply by dividing number of daily calls possible into, okay, number of working days in a year. Okay, so any doubts here so far determining workload capacity?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, see in the examination, okay, when you receive this question for 10 marks, remember, see, either you can remember this or you can have your own, okay, figures. With the help of this kind of a illustration sheet, what I'm orally explaining, that explanation you have to write in the answer for each step here. See, each step I'm explaining with the help of the illustration. So what I'm orally explaining, you have to write below. Remember, you can write the step. Okay, then you can only once you have to draw that this figure or this table. Okay, then below that you can go on explaining each of this step the way I am explaining. Will you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once we determine workload capacity, that is total calls possible per rep per year, which is 1,500 sales calls are possible per sales rep per year. Then tentatively set territorial boundary lines by combining control units. Control units are nothing but here Bengaluru, Mysuru and Mangaluru. So tentatively set territorial boundary lines by combining control units until total calls needed are equal to total calls possible. Total calls possible are 1,500 sales calls are possible per sales rep per year. So you need to go on combining the territories until, okay, the total number of sales calls in the territory comes closer to 1,500 sales calls. Okay, if a territory is having 1,500 sales calls, approximately 1,400 to 1,600, for example. So only one control unit can be considered as one territory. But if the territories are smaller, then you need to go on combining the territories until the total calls needed becomes close to 1,500 sales calls or total calls possible in our illustration. So let us do that now. So,
sir,
yes.
One doubt. You wrote this, no, sir. Possible control combination here. Like Bangalore is 100%, sir, and Mangalore is 100%. Why this Mysore is 70%, sir?
I will write. I will explain. Okay. That step is now. Now I have to explain. Okay. So what we are going to learn? Okay. How to set territorial boundary lines by combining control units until total calls are needed becomes equal to total calls possible, equal to 1,500 sales calls. Okay. So distribution of one reps calls. Distribution of one reps calls in a year. So how many sales calls we have to allocate to each sales rep? 1,500 sales calls. Okay. Now in control unit control unit Bengaluru, how many calls are there? How many calls a sales rep can make per year?
1,008.
1,008. Is it equal to 1,500?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, then. So, we can go on adding. See, what is the sales calls possible, okay, in a control unit Mysuru per year? How much
700.
is it? Yeah, 702. 702. So if we add 1,800% of Bengaluru, 1,008 calls plus 702 calls, what will be the total?
1,710, sir.
It is far more than 1,500 sales calls possible per rep per year, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have to reduce that. Okay. So that is why we are taking only 70% of Mysuru. So you can see here 100% of Bengaluru. Please see the cursors moving. So one alternative territory can be 100% of Bengaluru, 1,008 sales calls plus 70% of Mysuru, which becomes 491 sales calls. Okay, so approximately 1,499 calls. So which is closest to 1,500. So another alternative is, okay, you combine, okay, 100% of Bengaluru, 1,008 calls with 100% of Mangaluru, 402. So it becomes approximately 1,410 sales calls. Closer. Not very close, but definitely closer to 1,500. So this way, it is just an illustration. Okay, so 100% of Bengaluru plus 100% of Mangaluru makes you total 1,410 sales calls. So that is okay, because it will not be always equal. So this way, okay, tentatively set territorial boundary lines by combining two control units until total calls needed equals total calls possible. And also I have told what is not here, if there is a territory or control unit, okay, so where there are 1500 sales calls possible approximately, then that one control unit alone can be considered as one territory. Okay, now one more question, like what about 30% of Mysore customers, Mysore sales calls? So the 30% of Mysore sales calls will be combined with some other territory. In our illustration, we have considered only 3 control units. Okay, this is for ease of understanding. So remaining 30% of sales calls of Mysore will be combined with some other territory, which is not here in the illustration. Okay, then after that, modify territories as needed. So once you set the territorial boundary lines and okay, where the total sales calls needed are equal to total calls possible, okay, and you allocate the territory to sales representatives, they will go on working. Okay, and let us say in a territory, if the control sales calls increase, let us say for example, in Bengaluru, the sales calls become total close to 1500. Then whatever we have done, like we have merged Mangaluru with Bengaluru, we have merged 70% of Mysore with Bengaluru, you can remove that. You can remove that, okay, and make Bengaluru as one control unit or one single territory. That is what we call it as a modifying territories as needed. Okay, so any questions now?
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, like can they combine these 3 and make 1500, sir?
If you combine all 3, what will be the total?
Sir, not like that. Like as in Mysore, they took only 70%, no, sir.
That is because if you take 100% of Mysore, the sales calls will be more than how many sales calls are possible for a sales rep. Say remaining 200 sales calls, this rep will not be able to make. A company will lose sales. Just sir, to make it 1500, they have taken 70%. I say.
Sir, but when you combine Bangalore and Mysore, no, Bangalore and Mangalore, sir. So 1008, sir, plus 400, so it will be 1410, no, sir. So
correct.
remaining.
It is just short of 90 sales calls. Just short of 90 sales calls. To that extent, it is okay. I have told always it cannot be 100% in the world. Nowhere it is possible. 100% equal, not possible.
They take from this Mysore territory, sir.
What happened?
Remaining 90 calls, sir. What if they take from this Mysore territory, sir? And they do like that? Like 10 or 15%.
How you can take only 10%? You can combine any 2 here, any 2, not all 3.
So only 2 can combine, sir. We can't combine 3, sir.
See what will happen if you keep taking 10 from this territory, 20 from that territory. What will happen? All the sales reps will be visiting the same territory just for 90 or 100 calls. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And that lot of time will be wasted here. They won't be able to focus in their own territory. So sales reps are allocated to an individual geographical territory within which they have to make sales calls. Okay. So how many sales calls they have to make? What is possible? Personal, feasibly, in reality possible. So in reality, in this illustration, a sales rep can make 1500 sales calls per year. So when he is allocated to a sales territory, the company has to look that there are close to or approximately 1500 sales calls are available for the sales representative. Okay. So if there are more, he won't be able to make the additional sales calls. Company will lose sales. If they are less, far less, I'm saying sell only 1000. Okay. So the company will be paying him more actually, whereas he will be making fewer calls. See, this happened, I tell you. Okay, I told you in the previous class. Okay, in Goa was divided into South Goa and North Goa for pharmaceutical companies. And the funny part was South Goa contributed around 65 to 70% of the total sales target for Goa. And North Goa contributed only 30 to 35% of the total sales target. So South Goa sales rep, where 65 to 70% of the sales used to happen, he was underpaid. He was working more, generating more sales, okay, but he was underpaid. And the sales rep was working in North Goa. He was generating only 30 to 35% of the sales, and he was overpaid because salaries of both the sales reps was same. Okay.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why you need to make the territory where the number of sales calls needed in the territory becomes equal to the number of sales calls possible per sales rep per year. See, that is why I said one of the benefits of territory design, okay, provides more equitable rewards and aids evaluation of sales force. If the territories are not equal, okay, then there is no equitable rewards. Okay, as I told in case of Goa, then now I don't know now what is the situation. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir,
No, sir.
whether it can be beyond 1500.
No,
If
see,
the like
Ashutosh, it is
the
only an example.
survey,
It is only an
yes, sir.
example. In my
In the
example, I would have
surveys,
taken 150 also. I would have taken 1000 also.
yes, sir. As you said, it has been from one of the survey. So
Not this. I said,
yes, sir.
from where such information is gathered, I said. Such information like information on customers, then, okay, potential of the customers, okay, then such number of customers, okay, such information can be gathered from a survey or from marketing research firms. They gather information, that is also survey method only, and they sell the information to marketing or sales organizations. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is only illustration. Numbers, okay. See, like if you consider FMCG company, basically the sales reps do the job of channel management. They meet distributors, okay, and they take orders, and that is how they achieve their sales targets. The correct word for sales target is sales quota.